I've maintained for a little bit, I do think this is LeBron's way of trying to get them to do more. I think the Lakers getting DeAndre Ayton yesterday is part of that. I think they still have to do more, but it is one of the first times, if not the first time we've seen in LeBron's career, where the team that he's trying to hold hostage can say, okay, I don't care about you anymore.
Yeah, I think he's for the first time he's on the other end of the spectrum. Even when it was Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade, it was Dwayne Wade's team because he was Wade County, like he was the organization. He had won a championship prior to LeBron getting there, but Dwayne Wade always defaulted to saying LeBron's the best player in the game. He's just a better. I'll take a back seat. I think for the first time he's actually feeling what it feels like to not be in the inside crew, not to be the guy, not to be, all right, we got to figure out everything is running through LeBron and figuring out what we want to do. And on top of that, the Busses who own the team, they've sold the team. There's a new general. There's a new feeling in town.
Which I maintain he doesn't have to have as much loyalty now because like he did everything for Jeannie and now Jeannie's out the door. So you don't really owe the Lakers that much.
Right. So now
Lakers also don't owe you anything anymore either.
I think both sides are like, okay, it was cool. I was last year. You did bring us a championship. It is what it is. But we got Luka now and we're going to build around him. So we're going to ask him the stuff. So I think he is in a little bit of a position where he's like, man, this is kind of weird a little bit.
Yeah. Now, he brought up the idea of the Knicks, and the Knicks was the one team that I was just like, it's just a flat, I'm going to get angry. Like, if he ends up going to the Knicks, I'm going to get mad. And listen, I'm already starting to get mad at the Cavs, and we'll get Kurt Heelan on in about 20 minutes or so. He had the report yesterday that said the Cavs weren't interested in LeBron James. Whether that's true, whether that's not true, we'll get more insight from Kurt. But if that's the case as of right now, I get a little, like, my blood's boiling a little bit in thinking about that, especially if he ends up with the team like the Knicks. Now, I do think there's something nice for LeBron's legacy that I hadn't considered, okay? I for a while thought you can't have that many jerseys on the Basketball Reference page. It's just not a good look. But I almost wonder if he can spin it. You know how Peyton Manning, what is the biggest legacy with Peyton Manning? It's 4 Super Bowl appearances, but that's with 4 different head coaches. People are like, wow, you can do it with 4 different head coaches? That's a something. I almost wonder if LeBron, if he went to the Knicks and won a title, if people would look at it like, whoa, 4 different franchises? 5 titles, but 4 different franchises?
Yeah,
you could literally put him on any team. Like, because the thing Jordan doesn't have right now, G. Bush, is that Jordan, he did it all with one team. He did it also with the greatest head coach to ever exist, in my opinion, in Phil Jackson, and he did it with the same Rodman the entire stretch of the way. Yes, they changed out different pieces. You had Rodman in the back 3, and you had a different setup, obviously, in the first 3. You know, Paxson, some of those guys. But, like, all right, great. You change out Bill Wennington and Luke Longley and make that a difference. You're not really changing the game. LeBron found the recipe, kept making the same recipe, and it kept working over and over again. I think what LeBron, if he went to a team like the Knicks, as mad as I'd be, I think in the GOAT conversation or the big picture conversation, I think the idea that he showed that he could do it with any team, any roster, any situation would be a lasting legacy.
I mean, you win a you win a championship as the guy in what he's done it in 4 cities?
It'd be 4 different teams,
four different cities. That's spectacular. Not to mention he's done it for storied franchises. Like he won it for the Lakers, he won for the Miami Heat. You win one in New York with the Knicks, and my thing is when he mentioned that package, if you're telling me that you would trade LeBron straight up for Karl Anthony Towns, you wouldn't do that?
I like Cat, but obviously you trade LeBron for Cat if that's the going rate. I don't even think it would be that, though. I think it'd start with, like, Mikal Bridges, and then you work your way downward.
He said OG Anunoby and maybe some other things, but, I mean, there's infrastructure
But think about it, though. Think about it. Like, we talk about the Knicks pieces and what they would send over, and then we bring up the Cavs pieces and what we would send over. If it's Darius Garland, Jarrett Allen, and then either one of DeAndre Hunter or Max Strus, are we letting that stand in our way? Because I'm not.
No. He threw out a package of Jarrett Allen and DeAndre Hunter and some other guys at the bottom of the roster would have to move before they can even make the move because they're in the second apron. But if it's DeAndre Hunter and Jarrett Allen, I'm like, all right, then I'll talk to y'all later. Y'all good? Listen, I pack their bags up. And you talk about it. And he says there, and I thought that was one of the best sound bites. He says, you put those 4 guys together, and you got Evan Mobley, you got LeBron James, Darius Garland, and Donovan Mitchell. He said that's the best 4 players in the game. That's the best four.
And then it's not even close.
It's not even. So
that's a real core four. We stretched out the core four a little bit, not like Jared Allen, but that's a real core four.
And if you still got Lonzo Ball that you got Larry Nance Jr., and you still got Max Strus and some of the other guys, I mean.
But I don't even need to get all Greedy Williams on anyone here. I really don't. Like, no. I don't need Darius to be involved in this in order for it to be a yes or a no.
Yeah.
If Darius is part of the package, then Darius is part of the package.
It is what it is. I've looked at it, and here's the thing. I get the thing being people telling me I'm the Darius Garland hater in the city. I'm not a Darius Garland hater. I'm just giving you the math. Darius Garland is a smaller guard. He's a very, very good player. He is. He's not Kyrie Irving. Not Kyrie.
Right.
He's a very good player. Does he get picked on defense? Yes. Is he?
Yeah, I mean, dead bodies move around him when he's playing defense.
Yeah. Is he? People say,
does he get injured often? Yes, he does.
Yes. Does his maturity is that brought in question sometimes? Sure. But he's a very good player. But if it takes getting LeBron James, the thing that the Cavs are missing is the exact thing LeBron James brings: pressure and the willingness to be like, hey, this is how we're going to make this work. And toughness.
Gee, I look at it like there's certain ways that you can push all the chips in the middle of the table, and you'd be like, man, I'm out and busted, and boy, was that. You look back on it, and you're like, that was a dumb bet, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it was a dumb bet. It was a dumb decision. There's not a world Kobe Altman can look at this thing. If he makes the bet being LeBron James, where he looks back at it and says, boy, did I mess up there betting on LeBron. No one's ever made a bad bet betting on LeBron.
And by the way, the way the second apron is looking, are you going to be able to keep this roster together that much longer anyway?
No, I mean that's the thing we've been talking a lot about is the idea that in the NBA you got these 1 or 2 year windows to work with, and that's really all you got. Like everyone wants to plan out these teams for 5, 6, 7 years down the road. You just don't have that much time.
You don't. So if I'm going to say I'm betting on, are you going to bet on Evan Mobley, Donovan Mitchell, and LeBron James? Yes.
That's a winning bet.
That's a winning bet.
And even if you don't end up winning, and let's say some injury happens or something, or LeBron has father time beat him for the first time in forever, there's nobody that would look at it and say, boy, gee, I mean, Kobe Altman, what a sucker he was. What an idiot he was bringing LeBron back into the mix.
Boy, I tell you what, I think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers really liked the fact that they were like, yeah, that Tom Brady guy, yeah, I know he wants Gronk on the team. Don't worry about it. You're gonna take Tom Brady on the roster. And they got a ring, and they were like, we'll pivot. We'll figure it out after that. But right now, we're going to take Tom Brady.
I mean, like from a perception standpoint, which is what a lot of these GMs and president of basketball operations, this is what they care about. This is almost like it's like a free roll of sorts. This is the bonus bet of trades because no one's going to judge you.
And by the way, people get in their feelings too much. I don't know where the sentiment that we don't want LeBron or he's not worth it. We want to win it on our own. You guys are crazy. Do you want to work for 40 years to earn $1 million or get a lottery ticket?
Yeah, I take the lottery.
Give me the lottery ticket. No one's going to be looking at you like
why. Yeah, as if it's worth more because why? Because it was harder to obtain.
Yeah, we really grinded it out without LeBron. No, I want to win under any circumstances.
Listen, I would have gladly taken being a nepo baby in life or being a trust fund kid. I wasn't given those opportunities. But you tell me I get to rewrite history and I get to be a trust fund kid, I'd take that. Why not?
Listen, man.
Life sounds pretty good there. I can still work hard on my own. I can still accomplish things, but yeah, why not?
I never got that whole thing. Now, here's the elephant in the room. How does Dan Gilbert look at this? Dan Gilbert, according to Jason Lloyd, I talk to him all the time. More than anything, Dan Gilbert wants to win a championship without LeBron James. Now, I can understand it for his legacy, so to speak, but I mean,
you got to get over it. If that's the
hard.
Case.
It's easy to say, yeah, we don't want you now until like it's verified and you get that phone call like, hey, yeah. So you serious? LeBron want to come back?
I mean, if you're not considering it, enjoy your Cavalanche $50,000 or $500,000 machine that just puts out snow into the stands. Right. And what are we doing here? What are we doing?
I do think when it's presented to you, that's when the wheels start working, and all of a sudden, that little math that was hard to do, yeah, that's why we got accountants and financial guys that go to Harvard.
Yeah,
they'll figure it out.